Foggy Harbor coming up, the bus driver called. Sam clutched her backpack and stared out the dirty bus window. The dark woods had raced by for hours, with only a house or farm here and there as she dozed. No one else remained on the bus but her. They'd all gotten off in the big towns, like Wilmington and Myrtle Beach, along with Mrs. Shaw and her granddaughter. Delia had tried to make friends, but Sam wasn't in the best mood. She'd finally given up and left Sam alone for the long bus ride. The bus followed a curve that rolled along Main Street. All of the shops were dark, and it was only 8 p.m. A full moon cast the town in gray shadows that crept down the uneven sidewalks. On the left, the Atlantic Ocean spread like black carpet. A wall of mist sitting heavily on the water. In New York City, lights twinkled across Sam's ceiling at night. All night long, in fact. She had never felt lonely there, knowing the city was awake with her. She could already tell Foggy Harbor was different. It looked like the loneliest place ever. Why would anyone live here on purpose, she wondered. The driver pulled into the bus station. A neon sign that should have flashed Foggy Harbor parking was missing most of its letters. Boring. Some sign, she thought. I'm already bored here. You got someone picking you up, miss? The driver said as he pulled her suitcase from the luggage compartment. Her t-shirt clung to her in the heavy, muggy air. She checked her phone for the address Mom had given her. 1 Foggy Way. My uncle lives a block from here, she said, pointing at the street sign. The driver nodded and pulled out of the station, leaving her under the broken sign. She texted Mom one word of duty. Arrived. With no choice but to find her new home, she adjusted her backpack and popped up her suitcase handle, dragging it along. It clickety-clacked all the way down the quiet street. Uncle Mitch's stone house sat at the end, alone and secluded.
Top 5 TikTok songs playlist.
And
check out what's hot and listen now.
Secluded. Yeah. I just lost my list. Hugging the ocean. Its sloped roof pierced the murky sky. One light glowed in the back window. Crickets trilled in around the house, creating an eerie buzz as waves lapped the shore. Sam crunched over the walking path, made of shells, then thumped up the front porch steps, rang the doorbell, eager to escape the empty night. After a few minutes, the door was yanked open. A tall man with curly black hair and a bushy mustache loomed over Sam. The porch light was deepening his frown. Yes, Sam swallowed hard. Uncle Mitch? His eyes grew wide, and he pulled her inside, slamming the door. Samantha, what are you doing here? The cold air washed over her from a ceiling fan that whirled above. She shivered, shrinking under his glare. Then she remembered what Mom said. She's the only family we've got. She straightened up. Didn't my mom tell you I was coming for the summer? She's on a music tour. He let go of her, shaking his head. He pulled out his phone. No, she didn't. He pointed at the couch. Sit. Sam sank into the couch as Uncle Mitch pressed the phone to his ear. Pacing back and forth with long strides, she took the opportunity to look around. Stacks of books littered a coffee table made from a lobster cage over here. There was a sagging dining room table with mismatched chairs. Oars, nets, and spears hung on the walls in a maritime museum. she visited once. Shelves made of driftwood held rusty tins and antique bottles alongside watercolor paintings of islands and sailboats. The scent of salt water and musty old things filled her nose as a breeze drifted in from the bay window that looked out over the water. Uncle Mitch blew out a long, exasperated sigh and tossed the phone aside, placing his hands on his hips. "Can't get through to your mom." He narrowed his eyes as if it was Sam's fault. "Reception is really bad here, and I misunderstood her garbled messages. Mom said you left a message saying it was okay for me to come." Sam glared right back at him. He shook his head. I said I'm glad you're okay." They continued to stare at each other until he dropped his arm, shoulders sagging. "Come on, I'll show you where you can sleep." Sam grabbed her suitcase and backpack and followed him upstairs to one landing, then climbed further up a winding metal staircase. They entered a wide room with a pitched ceiling. Uncle Mitch clicked on a ceiling fan and threw open the windows. Sea air blew away the stuffy warmth. "It's the attic, but it has its own bathroom, and you can do your thing up here." "Meaning not be with you," Sam thought. "Good. I'll find my own friends here. I'm used to starting over by myself." A single bed pressed against the low eaves. A rocking chair with a quilt draped over one arm sat across from it, next to a small dresser with a lamp that let out a soft, dim glow. An artist's easel stood in one corner, paintbrushes and bottles lining its shelf. Moonlight streamed in, casting beams across the dusty plank floors. Uncle Mitch pulled a set of sheets from the closet and then dropped them on the bed. "Tomorrow I'll contact your mom about getting you home," he said, his head nearly grazing the low ceiling. Wow, and that must mean he's pretty tall. I mean, it is an attic, so it really depends. She's already in Europe. Panic started to set in. If Uncle Mitch sent her away, where would she go? They stood facing each other, his gray eyes piercing hers. "You look just like your mom." No one had ever said that to her. Uncle Mitch rubbed his chin, looking tired and not so mean for a moment, and then left. Sam checked her phone. No phone bars, which meant no message back from Mom. She washed up in the tiny bathroom, changed into pajamas, made the bed, and slid between the cool sheets. She was exhausted from traveling all day. She tossed in the creaky bed for what seems like hours. As tired as she was, sleep wouldn't come. Finally, she gave up and went to the window to peer out. The sea spread everywhere. Moonlight was glittering like diamonds upon it. In the distance was a wall of fog, hung thick. Waves rolled to shore, lapping gently on the beach. Movement caught her eyes. Farther down the beach, a shadowy figure walked along a dock that jutted out from shore. A small boat rocked in the water. The figure climbed in it, untied the boat, and rowed away, disappearing into the fog. Sam crawled back into bed and dreamed of being on that rowboat, caught in a storm at sea. Her uncle yelled at her to row faster than get back home, but she had no idea where home was. Okay, so here's like a little history lesson, so you can either pause the video and read it now, or stay tuned for my read aloud in the next video. Bye! Hey guys, so sorry, this is wobbly. I do not have a steady hand, but thank you guys so much for watching my video. This is only part 2, so don't forget to click that bell in order to stay tuned for part 3, which would be on the last bit of this book 1, and then click that bell to stay tuned for part 4, 5, 6, and that's probably all. There are like 5 books, so you're gonna see a bit of that, and I really hope you guys enjoy the book. If you can, comment on my Instagram or down below, and yeah, I really hope to see you on Friday with the next part of the book. Bye! Okay guys, so I'm actually showing my keyboard because I don't want to show my face because I look like a really big mess. My hair is not being happy today. Anyway, guys, just to add on before I actually say goodbye, before we, I don't even know what I'm saying, but to finish off the video, besides that outro, we're gonna say another quick one. So feel free to go to my blog. I will be answering from hours 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time, so if you guys can, you can basically drop comments there if you can't comment on my video. And basically I will reply to as many as I can, because if I can't comment on here, can't take your guys' feedback, can't listen to you guys, and if you want to see it on my channel, so basically feedback. So yeah, give me some feedback. Oh my gosh, that's feedback. But yeah, please give me some feedback on my blog, which will be linked down below, and I really hope to see you guys Friday, because there's so much more in store for this series. Don't forget to go check out Epic if you can, have that free trial, but if you do have a class code, that'd be great, just like I have a class code for school, so it's basically unlimited, I think, but I'm not really sure. And I'm enjoying so many of these ebooks, I guess you would call them, and audiobooks. So yeah, the links will be down below, go check them out, and yeah, see you in the next one on Friday. Bye.